up, everyone? Listen, I'm going to preface this video with the fact that this is not about anyone in particular. This is something I deal with and have been dealing with for a very long time. So if anyone's watching this and you think that it relates to yourself, it's not about you, okay? Anyone who's known me for any period of time knows that I've been doing people's nutrition, in addition to, of course, personal training, which I love. I've been doing nutrition for a long time. A long time. I have seen every possible, conceivable situation that could happen that there is. For a long time, I dealt with competitive athletes, which that in itself is a whole different topic of crazy. You're taking people, I've literally taken morbidly gelatinous like type people, obese, down to literally stepping on bodybuilding or fitness or competitive stages in contest condition. So that whole area is a whole different video. But I've seen that scenario and I've seen the following scenarios. Now, this pertains to people who have gone on a designed systematic plan like I do with people, or even if they took it upon themselves to find something online. There's a lot of sites out there. Everyone's, grabbing stuff offline lately. I don't agree with that. But, the reason being that every single person is individualized and has their own situations. There's so many different variables involved. And these are the frequent problems that I come up with. Now, before I begin, when designing a nutrition plan, there are things that happen a lot of the times not for the good. Like a lot of times I'm spending more time in fixing problems rather than guiding towards the success. Now, an end result is going to be success, but it's not all unicorn and rainbows. And sometimes it's like that from the start. It's problems initially, correcting the problem, guiding them down till we hit the goal, and then we continue if possible. So these are the situations that I see all the time. There are three, maybe four, but for the most part, three major situations. There are strong responders. There's two, there are slow to start responders. And there are three, there's the stubborn responders. Now that one you're going to have the majority of the time. And we'll talk about that in a bit. So first, strong responders. These are people who right from the get-go are dropping weight. Like sometimes it's even staggering how much weight they lose in a short period of time, mind you. These are people who typically was not eating well, and I'm trying to be respectful. When someone approaches me and they ask me for help, I have them fill out a questionnaire that gives me a snapshot of how they've been eating on a typical daily basis, their lifestyle, their activity levels, their workouts, and so on. And I sometimes I can't believe what I'm seeing, but I'm not judgmental. This is something I do all the time. So we go right in for the fix. Okay. But these people sometimes immediately are dropping 10, 12, 15. I had a woman once, a long time ago. She was in her 70s. She was losing so much weight. She came up to me and said, "When's it going to stop?" And those people, I got to tweak their plans so they stop dropping so fast. There's a lot of other things going on there that could be going on because of it. But for the most part, they went from eating really shitty to a structured plan, calorically, macros in place. It's all timing and so on. So that's a rarity, and it's pretty crazy at times, but that's one of them. Now, the second one is very typical. Okay, now the second one, slow start responders. Those people get going on a plan, and they are diligent. They are not missing meals. They are not taking out food out of the plan that I gave them. They are not changing anything. And then after, about 3 weeks, typically 14 days to 3 weeks, when the body starts adapting, they start dropping, but it's only a little bit. It's like 3 or 4 pounds. Initially, some of that's water. So 3 or 4. And then as weeks go on, it's like a half a pound here, it's a half a pound there. And at that point, they're freaking out. They're like, why am I not losing? And I have to explain to them the whole adaptive process. And there's a lot of different variables involved. This is typical with, it's typical with everybody, but most typically with women over 35 and up going into either peri-meno or post-menopause. And that's when shit starts going sideways. So the long and the short is the slow start responders, it's slow at first, but then all of a sudden that, the 1 pound, half a pound thing starts being 3 or 4 pounds. Then it's like 5 pounds, then 6 pounds. And then they really start dropping. Now they're down 15, almost 20. And then it hits another plateau, because the body is a very smart thing. It realizes what's going on. And quite honestly, especially for women, the body doesn't want to be lean, especially as a female. The female biology wants to be fat. That's safe for the body. So it starts shutting down again and fighting back. And then the numbers are small again. The person freaks out, and we have another talk, and then it starts going again. That's a very, very typical thing. Lastly, and this is the most common and extremely frustrating, not just for the client, but myself, it's the stubborn responder. This is the person who is doing everything right, getting in the workouts, putting in the work, cardio, the weights, doing everything I told them to do to the letter, and there's barely, like a quarter of a pound maybe, if that. And then sometimes some weeks, believe it or not, it goes up a little bit, and then it goes down a half a pound, then up, then down. These people, their metabolisms are usually so shut down from years of starving themselves or way overdoing it with cardio, because cardio is not a good source of weight loss by itself. It's fuel on the fire when you're combining the weight training and the cardio and getting the right design of eating. So these people, it's going to take a while to fix things. It's a slow start. Sometimes that goes on for months before there's any negligible drops in weight. But here's the thing, that, let's just say they go a good month and it's only like 3-4 pounds. And then, what happens is they they're expecting big numbers because in their mind, they're like, well, I'm eating good. I'm putting all the work in. Why are the numbers so small? It's an adaptive process. Your body is going to, and it's going to try to save itself. It's a survival mechanism. It's going to hold because it doesn't want to drop. Anytime you go into a nutritional plan, whether that's by yourself or advised by someone like myself, as soon as the weight starts coming off, your body immediately gets ready to go back to where it was. It doesn't want to go down, right? It's like a thermostat. You set the thermostat to a certain temperature in your house. If it gets cold in your house, it goes back up. It goes back to its set point. We all have a set point. So to beat the set point, you have to take the weight off, whether that's big numbers or small numbers, and keep it off. Don't cheat on your diet at all. Don't be eating any sugar, or the worst fucking thing you can do is drink alcohol. That's the biggest roadblock in weight loss. If you really want to take the weight off, you will cut out all alcohol completely out of your diet. All right? So those are your 3 typical situations. Now, in the next video I'm going to talk about the 3 different types of the mindset of dieters in the dieting process. And that's an interesting one. All right, I gotta go. Christmas is coming. Oh my God, it's almost here. All right, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you all soon. Stay on plan. And I'll talk to you very soon. Get to the gym.